Now here is a Valkyrie that fits the archetype of what we would expect from the Maidens of Battle. Not only did she revel in her job as a Valkyrie, she straight up caused war and found glee in the suffering and pain of foe and friend alike. You want to meet her? And again, I forgot to do this. Welcome back, my wayward children, to my humble hovel. Let's get you back in touch with your roots, shall we? We're gonna cut that in at the beginning. Hildr, the very embodiment of battle, not just in action, but in name. Yes, her name literally means battle. Hildr translates to battle, and she was the closest of all of her sisters to the Allfather. And frankly, she didn't play well with the rest of the Sisters of Battle either. She was absolutely brutal in nature, and she was well known for that brutality and her ferocity. Now, we don't have a whole lot of her story before her becoming a Valkyrie, but we do know the name of her father and her lover, as well as the dark fate that they suffered at her hand. Hildr, as we encounter her in the world of Kratos and Atreus, is the final Valkyrie that can be encountered in that tale before reaching Sigrun, Queen of the Valkyries. And she is found in the very depths of Niflheim. There's no real guide on how to get to her because you just sort of have to keep looking. And to be frank, she's not one of the more difficult ones to defeat, though she is, in my opinion, the most beautifully designed other than Sigrun, with her vibrant blues and silvers, as well as her boar helm. Now, luckily, when you do end up defeating her, you get a full recharge on your timer for escaping the mists. However, that timer is really what makes the battle intense, because you're constantly worried if you're going to run out of time. But if you manage your curse meter well, the battle should not be too trying. Now, as we have known from the rest of this series, which I will put up in the cards, I think it's over here. I'm gonna check this time around so I get this right from now on. Up in the cards, I will place the videos talking about the rest of the Valkyries, and each one of them is associated with an animal in the world of Kratos and Atreus in God of War 4. However, they're sometimes just sort of done at random, based on an animal that I'm sure Santa Monica Studios found to be relevant or pertinent based on its appearance in Norse or Scandinavian or even Germanic mythologies. Hildr is never directly associated with the boar anywhere in Norse mythology, but it is more than a little bit appropriate, more appropriate than any of the other ones if I were to give my personal opinion, and that is because she is one of the captains of the Einherjar, and the Einherjar are the personal guard of Odin, the Allfather. And Hildr, as I said, is one of the Valkyries who is depicted as being closest to the Allfather. So it is very possible that her association is not with that just specifically of the Einherjar, but perhaps the spirit of the Berserkers, or, more specifically, the Svinfylking, the Boar's Snout Warriors. Now, one of the things that we kind of have lost over time is there are actually 4 factions of Berserkers. There were those associated with the bear, which is where we get the name Berserker, bearskin. Then you have the AllFathers, you have that which is associated with the boar, and you have one that is associated with the raven. Now, if you guys want a full video on each one of those factions, or just one in general covering them, because there's a lot to cover there, let me know in the kilt section down below, and leave a like to let me know that that's what you want. But the Boar Snout Warriors were depicted as actually being more brutal than that of the Berserker, so it is very appropriate that her imagery lives up to her namesake and lineage. Now, earlier in the video, I had talked about how her father and her lover met a very dark fate. Now, if we're being honest, that's actually an understatement. These guys probably got more of a shit list than anybody else in Norse mythology. And if you've read Norse mythology, you know that's saying a lot. Now, Othin has bestowed upon her his power over life and death on the battlefield. Now, you might be thinking, well, all Valkyries have that ability. Yes and no. Hildr has the ability to both give life and take it. So she's sort of a hybrid of a couple of the different Valkyries that we have seen noted here. Now, we have Yr, who is the battlefield medic who has power over life, but then you have those like Kara, who are almost purely about taking life. Kara, Gunnar, and now Hildr. But Hildr is shown as having the power of the Allfather in being able to give life back, as well as take it away. And what does she do with that power first thing? She makes her father and her lover fight to the death for eternity, over and over again, creating a constant battle where they have to kill each other for all time. In light of that story, she's really at home in the very depths of Niflheim, I would say. If you have enjoyed the video, I bid thee join the clan by engaging the subscribe button in Mortal Kombat, and you will know you have won when the blood drains from its body and it becomes a deathly grey, and you may let all know of your victory by ringing the victory bell, conveniently located to the right of the subscribe button, which you may ring to let all know of that victory, and as a bonus, you will also always know when I upload a video. You can check the kilt section down below for links to my podcast platforms and purchasables, as well as all relevant links to whatever I talk about in these videos. Until next time, stay bloodthirsty, my friends, and remember, all hail